Outlaw, and I am coming here all the way from the great city of Chicago, Illinois, right? From the US, right? So, and I have the distinct honor and pleasure of being the host for this amazing event that we are all about to take part of today. And you guys are going to be blessed. You're going to be entertained and you're going to have a good time tasting some food from across our way. Soul food. This is the soul food takeover. Am I right? So without further ado, I want to welcome Chef Dre, Chef Rick, and Chef Rome, better known as 3v3. Y'all can do better than that. Come on now. We done came all the way from the States to be here with you guys. Yeah. We also want to thank this fabulous institution, the Cordon Bleu, for hosting us, for bringing us here, right? For this amazing event that you guys are about to take place in, right? So without further ado, chefs, what do we have going on here this evening?
First of all, man, I've never been in a city that I've been lost so much. London is huge.
Yeah.
So it's quite a journey to get here, but we're honored to be here today. I am going to start with a crawfish stuffed pork chop. I said the same thing. And then I'm going to pair it with jalapeno cheddar corn. So I'm going to take you on a journey today. We're going to take you on a journey that infuses all the different southern states. There's a lot of them in the U.S., from North Carolina, Georgia, and of course New Orleans. And we're going to give you a sample of all of it, huh, Drake? Huh, Rick?
Definitely. So what I'm going to do is bring you on a journey through Louisiana and just kind of show you how all of the cultures, whether it be colonization or the indigenous people to that area, really brought food together as a community. So what I'm going to prepare for you is called machu corn. And the machu corn is a Native American, West African, Caribbean, French, Spanish corn dish.
Melting pot.
A melting pot. Right? And then I'm going to make you a salmon cake, not a salmon croquette. A little different spin on it, add some smokiness of the smoked Gouda cheese to that. And I really believe you're going to enjoy the experience.
And then I'm going to come with one of your favorites. And if it's not your favorite, it will be. I have some bourbon whipped sweet potato.
Say that again.
Bourbon, right? Bourbon whipped. And then I'm going to come back with something that in the South they use it as a medicinal thing. Collard greens. But it's also going to have kale in it. And what used to happen back in the day is they would use the pot liquor as a medicine. So the juice that you have in there will be a medicine to soothe your soul and soothe your mind.
Yeah, and to get rid of the cold.
That too.
Why kale?
What, kale?
Why kale?
So for myself, you have the collards. The collards are bitter. But then, if you bring it to a newer age of the Southern cooking, we wanted to add something like kale because it has a different texture and a different body to it. And it also has a different vitamin aspect to it. So we just added the kale in.
You know what, Rick? Sometimes when I'm at home, I'll even have collard greens mixed with cabbage. Just your regular traditional head of cabbage. I'll cut it up and toss it in right at the end. And I tell you, it's one of the most amazing flavors because when you start with, in my case, I use smoked turkey leg.
Yeah.
I'll use smoked turkey leg, boil it. You get that smokiness off of the turkey leg. That's stock. And we add a little chicken broth in with just to strengthen it a little bit more. One of the things that you'll find about Southern cuisine in the U.S., we'll use more seasonings than the average cuisine.
Right.
We are all about flavor, bold flavor. That flavor that's going to make you remember, oh my God, how do I get this again? Right? So that's what you'll experience today. So sit back and watch.
And we use a lot of butter. Or what about here? Is butter a big thing here? Everything, right? Right? Yeah, so it's butter and it's the seasonings, right? All of the seasonings that these guys have, right? So this pork chop, not your little skinny little pork chop here. What in the hell? Look at this thing.
So what we use is a pork loin chop, center cut. All right, comes off with a rib. All right, we take this, slit it, took down the fat, the skin off of it, because it's kind of tough. But you can't eat that. You know, you could deep fry that, give it a little salt.
That's flavor there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pork rind, right? But we call them skins in the U.S. We got skins. When you go down south, that's the south, skins. Get a bag of it. All right. So I created a little pocket. Use my boning knife, cut a little pocket in there, and I'm gonna make the crawfish dressing. How do we do that? First, start with our skillet.
Yeah.
Turn this on. Is this on?
Diamond cakes, right? But it's not complicated. I have some Cajun seasoning in here, some garlic and onion powder with some black pepper. Gonna blend all that together, right? It's gonna create a robust flavor. But then I'm gonna go in with my peppers, my sweet peppers, which brings in that indigenous of Mexico, which was part of America, a large part of America, which brings that into the dish. But you don't have to be too complicated. You don't have to use 50 spices that's on that beautiful spice rack that you get for Christmas. Just start simple with what you're doing and incorporate that in your flavor profile as you taste things as you go. And as Chef Rick said, the recipes say steps to go by, but it is a guide, right? So you're going to work off of your process to make the dish that you want to make, right?
And these three guys, so they're all just being like super humble and cool and all like that, right? These three guys right here put love and passion into every dish, right? So I think that's another thing that's important, that you gotta love what you're doing. So if you're having a bad day and you're like, I don't feel like, no. Put your love of what you're doing into it, because that way it's a representation of who you are. And then when this gentleman tastes a bite of that, he can feel that, right? And that's the other part of soul food cooking, right? It's putting your heart and soul into what you're doing to make these dishes, because this pork chop, the lamb chop, and whatever else, it's what you do with it, right? Because it's sweet potatoes, and that's the other thing. Hey, Rick, what's the difference? Because I promise you, bro, I don't know. A sweet potato or a yam? What the hell? What are you cutting?
A sweet potato. The yam is indigenous to Africa. It is far from a sweet potato. But here's the thing: when the Africans were relocated to the Americas,
That's a nice way to put it.
I know.
Wouldn't have been my choice.
so
Why yada?
when they got to the Americas, some of them came into the Carolinas, and North Carolina is one of the harvesters of sweet potatoes.
Largest harvester in the United States.
The largest in the United States. And the sweet potato really resembled a yam. They didn't have a word for the sweet potato, so they called it a yam. And we just carried on that tradition. So you'll see a lot of African Americans say yams when it's really a sweet potato. So
And where I grew up at in Chicago, when we had sweet potatoes, it had a crust and it had a lot of vanilla and sugar, and it was sweet potato pie. We had sweet potato pie. We didn't have like this fancy guy is doing, a bourbon sweet potato mash. So we've taken sweet potatoes. Oh, was that my stomach? There it goes again. I apologize, man. We've taken sweet potatoes to a whole nother level, right? And it's a compliment to any dish that you have, with the exception, I don't think you would have sweet potatoes and fish, would you? Would you have like you
I would say why not, right? Some
sweet potatoes and a fish?
right?
Really?
I make my sweet potato savory, kind of stay away from too much of the butter and too much of the sugar. So if you make it savory, then I would say you would have it with fish. I don't know if you would necessarily do it sweet, or I wouldn't do it sweet. I would just do it savory.
I'm gonna do it with some ice cream and sweet potato pie.
to be honest, if I'm gonna go with a sweet potato, I'm gonna have like a spicy salmon or something spicy that'll stand up to that sweet potato. Something that's gonna contrast, right? Because sweet and spicy, they really play well together.
Actually, I do make sweet potato ice cream.
Here we go. Wait a minute.
It's
What?
amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It tastes like you've bitten to the best sweet potato pie you ever had, but it's ice cream. So it's a very, very, very easy product to transcend into something else.
Really?
Yes.
Anybody willing to try some sweet potato ice cream? Okay. All right. Sweet potato ice cream. Okay. All right. Well, next time we're here, we'll have sweet potato ice cream. Yes, sir.
So where I am now, I've added all the different seasons: cayenne, Cajun, bell peppers. I have stock. I have butter. I have the crawfish. Now I have my breadcrumbs. All right. We're gonna let that cook down a little bit. We're using panko breadcrumbs. I wanted something that was strong enough to stand up to the liquid and absorb it. and not have it too wet. But we're also going to cool it down and add an egg into it so that becomes a bond. All right. So this is sauteed some. The liquid is being absorbed by the corn, by the breadcrumbs, like so. And you'll see that it gets a little bit tighter. That's exactly what we want. Then we'll pull that off, let that cool. Then take an egg. After it's cool, put that in. Mix that in. Can you see that?
Is that the binder?
Yes. Now, let's say you accidentally make it too loose. Now you got a problem, right? No. Come back. Add a little bit of flour.
Right.
Just a little bit. Stir it in. Tightens it up. Now you have to wait a minute and let all of this emulsify. We're chilling. Back in the fridge. While we're waiting on that, we start our cornbread.
The what?
Jalapeno cornbread.
What else is in there?
Cornbread.
So explain that one.
So, native to America, or Native Americans, Indians as they used to be called, but they're indigenous people, cornbread came from them. Okay? Corn cakes, hush puppies, which is a sweet cornbread. I love those. Eat about a dozen. You like that? You had them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're my favorite. I get a bag of them and I just ride down the highway.
Right.
But they come from Native Americans, and it was one of the things that they would eat to survive. Right? Just kind of like a pancake, except it's made with cornmeal and flour mixed together. Then we got creative, made it a little sweeter, right? Depending on what I'm preparing, I may not want the sweetness. But if I'm making cornbread dressing for our national holiday, which is Thanksgiving, or Indigenous People Day, we want it sweet. And then we add all these different vegetables and celery, onion, bell pepper. Now you get the sweet and the savory in the cornbread. So that's kind of how we did with our dressing just now. Same thing, but now we're going to do it a different way.
Hey, Chef. So with cornbread, if you could put a jalapeno in it, then you could put what? Just about anything in a cornbread?
Yeah. So sometimes we'll have cream corn. It adds an amazing moisture to the cornmeal,
Okay.
to the cornbread itself. Jalapenos specifically to add just a hint of heat. We remove the seeds, remove the lining. Now you just actually have just the pepper. But then we add the corn itself.
Ah,
Then we
okay.
add a little bit of, matter of fact, can I have some of your corn?
Wait, speaking of corn, because see, this guy right here, he'll steal your ingredients. The one in the middle. I know, right? Hey, Dre, this mock chew corn, where are we at?
Let's talk about the
Let's talk about this.
I talked earlier about the indigenous benefit of it. Basically, corn. Corn is about 9,000 years old, indigenous to Mexico. We know, you may not know, Louisiana has been populated by many, whether it's the Spanish, whether it's the French, and of course we have the West Africans who were brought there. And then we have a big Caribbean influence in Louisiana, specifically New Orleans. So we have the corn. Now, corn was one of those things that was used for trading a lot. It was also used for those individuals that didn't have a whole lot of money, right? It's stretched for in the household, especially in our community, used in cornbread, as he indicated there. It was often used also as a thickener sometimes. So that's what we have with the mock chew corn, and bringing in those other I would say colonizers to a certain degree coming into the country and coming into Louisiana is where we get those peppers from. We get those rich peppers, and they're not spicy peppers because actually bell pepper does not really have pepper in it. Do we know?
No
when-
capsaicin.
Right, no capsicum. So what happened was Christopher Columbus, in his efforts to claim discovery of something, thought he had discovered peppers. Named them peppers, but that's the only thing that it has in common with actual peppercorn. So they're actually sweet. And we use a combination of peppers. So a bell pepper starts off green. As it ripens, it changes colors. So therefore, we get the orange and the yellow colors.
red.
Now, red being the most ripened bell pepper, it ends up being the sweetest bell pepper and also has more vitamin C than any of the other peppers, right? So that's what we have here. And I'm bringing in all of those cultures that make up this dish here. So we have all the spices from the West Africans. We know they brought over their spices with them when they came over. And then we have an influence of heavy cream in this at the end to bring in the French influence in this, and of course the butter. Right. So when I say it is a true melting pot of Louisiana, that's what we have here. Now we have bacon in this. Now traditionally it's done with a pork bacon, a smoked pork, but I decided to do a uncured turkey bacon.
Oh, wow.
You can still get a little bit of that smokiness from the turkey bacon. If you need to add some seasoning to that turkey bacon while you're cooking it, you can do that. But that also incorporates and brings in the smokiness of the dish that we have.
Hey, Chef Dre, so let me ask you this. Okay, so growing up in Chicago, right, we didn't have mock chew corn. We had succotash. So what is the, other than the cream, what's the difference between a mock chew corn and succotash?
Well, what you have in this is you don't have any tomatoes or anything like that in this, and it's really just using those indigenous parts of what in Louisiana. But obviously, it is a play on succotash, and sometimes when people see it, they believe, oh, it's succotash. But no, it's not succotash. It's actually mock chew corn. That's really just the ingredients that are more native to Louisiana.
Oh, that's cool. Do you guys have succotash?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Quick succotash class.
101.
Succotash 101 real quick. So Chef Dre is talking about corn, right? So corn is the basis of succotash. Typically, we would have a fire roasted diced tomato added into it. Then we would have maybe lima beans sometime. And of course, my favorite, fresh chopped okra. We would saute that together in butter. And add a pinch of sugar. And a pinch of salt. Saute that down, and when I tell you, it's one of the most amazing things that you can eat. It's just a quick, simple side vegetable to add to any meal. Amazing.
Succotash.
That's succotash.
Succotash.
All right.
Yeah. So, yes, sir.
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes. Come on, Chef Ricky. These sweet potatoes.
I know you all were looking because I see some eyes that are like, man, he was talking about how good the sweet potatoes were. Let me bring it back. So what I did was I cut the sweet potatoes up. I know it says rounds in the recipe. I cut them up into half moons. And the reason I did that is because time. If you don't have time to cook the whole round, you cut them a little bit smaller. And that speeds up the cooking process.
Right.
So we added everything in there. Can we get this camera right here? Okay, there we go. You all look at the screen. You'll see that there's everything in this pot. You have your butter, you have your orange zest, your orange juice. The only thing that I did not put in there is the bourbon. Because
Why not?
First of all, I wanted
Did you drink all the bourbon?
Wait a minute.
But I didn't want the bourbon flavor to cook off 100% just yet. So we add that closer to the end. That way you have true bourbon with sweet potato.
Let me ask you this. You didn't mention vanilla. Would you put vanilla in or another kind of extract as well?
I did use this beautiful vanilla Sorry, that's my smoked ham hock that's in the pressure cooker.
The hock.
Yeah.
Okay, back to that vanilla.
So I did use this beautiful vanilla that you all have here. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to get the chefs to give me a gallon.
A gallon.
But I did use a little bit of vanilla. And the vanilla is going to also impart some of that same flavor that you're going to get from the bourbon. But the vanilla is more concentrated with the vanilla. The bourbon is going to add vanilla and the alcohol flavor. Okay, so two different things to do the same thing. It just adds a stronger flavor of vanilla and all of that other goodness. The oaky, the woody, the smoky that
Yeah.
the bourbon gives you.
Yeah. Well, we can't. We're waiting on you to put that bourbon in.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was putting the bourbon in me earlier.
Right. So we have a full course meal here, right? If you just think about it, if we had a plate right now, we got the green, we have the orange, we have the stuffed pork chop, we have the salmon cakes, we have the mock chew corn. So it's a rainbow on your plate. And back in culinary school, when I was there a long time ago, that's what you wanted. Your plate, you have the white plate, and then you have colors. Hey, how you doing? So that's all that these guys are doing here. Are there any questions from you guys? Please, somebody, take your time. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm originally from Ghana, and I grew up in around Montreal, Canada, so French side of Canada. Lived here 15 years. I love to eat wherever I go. I'm always trying to figure out recipes. And you've all mentioned aspects of influences from indigenous cultures, West African, Caribbean, European. So I'm wondering what aspect of soul food and these cultures influence or inspires you most in your cooking?
You got that?
Well, you're talking about what aspect of soul food. So when we talk about the cuisine that we make, it comes from the soul. There is actually not a cuisine named soul food,
Right.
So you have to think about it from the perspective of what you put into that, how you prepare it, the time that you take to do it. Most of the things that we cook when we talk about soul food is low and slow. We talk about simmering things and stews and things like that. I cook from layers. And when I say layers, that means that's the love that I put into every aspect of that dish, right? So I'm going to season at every stage of the dish that I make. And for me, that's what I feel like is putting the love into it. That's what I feel like is putting the soul into it. And when we talk about Southern culture, it's community, right? Bringing everybody together, everybody smiling and happy around the table. That is where the soul food comes in, whether it's grandmother's house on Sunday, for Sunday dinner, or it could be just you and I cooking. But I'm going to put some love into it based on how I prepare that. Anybody else?
Yeah, what about you?
So I would have to agree with him. When you say soul food, you have to think about those people that you love. Like soul food just isn't a cultural thing. Everyone in here, I'm pretty sure you've made soul food at some point. Because it's about the love that you put in the food. Give you an example. I don't know who's married in here or who has a boyfriend, girlfriend, but when you're going on that one date and you want to impress that person that's coming over, you got the music playing, you probably got a glass of wine or, in my case, some bourbon, right? You're having a good time, and you're thinking about this person. You're thinking about the love that you want to share with this person before they get there. Every ingredient that you put in, every time you layer it with some salt, every time you layer it with some garlic powder, some seasoning, or anything that you put into there from that point becomes soul food.
When I talk about soul food, I'm reminded of my family, particularly my mother and my grandmother.
Right.
My mother was the oldest girl of 23 children.
That's a lot.
That's a serious pleasure.
So they were raised on the farm. And in the farm, my grandmother had one of the most amazing gardens that you've ever seen. And everybody had to learn how to cook. Now, my mother moved north to New Jersey. She had me, raised me. But every summer we would go down south, back to our roots. One of the things that would always happen is my grandfather would kill a pig. Or he might kill a cow that was raised for slaughter. Or go in the garden, pull tomatoes fresh off the vine, peanuts. You know, if she wanted to make homemade peanut butter or whatever it was, they had it on the farm. Fresh berries, wild berries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, we had it all. So we would take that, come together during the holiday, cook it all up. Nothing tastes like that anywhere else. Why? It's because of the amount of love that went into it. That's true soul food. Thomas Keller, one of our great chefs, one of the great chefs of the world, said that food does not have soul. You have to bring the soul to the food. That's what soul food is. Unfortunately, it's been relegated to just one community, Black folks. But that's not the case.
It's not.
Soul food is everywhere in the world, right? So we say we got soul. All we're talking about is the love that goes into the food.
We've had amazing food here. I'm sorry. We've had amazing food here since we've been here. We've had soul food, right? But then we had something different. We went to a grocery store, Stansbury stuff. Oh, you guys been there then, right? Right. So okay. So we're going there, right? And when you're chefs or you're a foodie, right, you always walk around the perimeter first. That's where all of the good stuff is at. And so we're walking around, and Rick, right, Rick says, hey, G, look at this can. It was a can of chicken stock that was like in a Coke can, right? And it was like, what in the hell? Chicken stock in a can? It's like, no.
Yes, we have it in a carton.
We have it in a carton. Yeah, yeah.
Or you can create some from a jar, right? Like better than bouillon.
Better than bouillon, yeah.
And such, so it'll come in either a glass or a plastic jar. So seeing it in a can, it's like, wow, everywhere you go, it's something different, right? But we've been enjoying London for the past 2 days that we've been here, seeing the culture, experiencing all this rain.
And he does mean rain.
Like, geez, where's the sun? But we've had a great time. Now, just to bring you up to speed, I stuffed the pork chop, the dressing. It's in the oven. So is the cornbread. It's in the oven. Are you all ready to taste something?
Y'all ready? You ready?
Well, you lady in the back who ain't say nothing, you don't get nothing.
Which one? Which one? Oh, yeah. Hey, we just got off a cruise, right? The Soul Train cruise, where we fed, hold on, 2,000 people. 3,000. 3,000 people for 7 days, right? So we took over 50% of their menu, right? It was a Holland Cruise Line. It's the Soul Train cruise. Holland American Cruise Line. It's the Soul Train cruise. I know they're booked, but try for 2026, late 26 or 27. It's an amazing time. We take over about 50% of that menu. And, yep, my man. And guess what? It's soul food. Right? I mean, chicken wings, all the stuff that we're making here. And a shameless plug, right? I make this amazing liver and onions, right? Y'all eat liver and onions here? Yeah. Yo, bro, come with me. Yeah. So are you guys having a good time? Any more questions, please? Somebody. Or we're going to just pick you out the crowd.
I got a question.
Okay.
Who in here has tried to cook soul food before? Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
How does it come out?
Good?
She's like, not at all.
Wait, who said not at all?
Okay, so can I ask, Do you mind me asking you a question?
Go ahead.
What's the one issue that you have?
I thought I cooked some brilliant cornbread. My daughter-in-law from Georgia took one bite and said, "Oh my God, this is awful."
One thing they know how to do in Georgia is make cornbread.
Yeah.
So
So what was it too dense? How did you approach it?
I followed the recipe.
There you go.
I gotta see this recipe. So one of the tips that I can give everybody in this room, when you're cooking, don't be in a rush. Be patient. Right? We're living in a microwave age where everybody wants to push the food out and get it as fast as we can. Just take your time. Once again, soul food. You don't rush love. So just be patient with it and let that process come to you. And don't overwork it.
Yeah, I have a question actually related to the cornbread. So I'm originally from Atlanta, but I've been here in London for like 10 years. And it's hard to get cornmeal here. And so I've tried to make it with polenta, but it doesn't, like, any tips on if you can't source cornmeal, how to make cornbread like with polenta?
So we had yellow cornmeal here.
Yeah.
Where?
Here, just here. So I say that to say that you can't get it.
You should go to that store we went to. What was that store? Simpson. Yeah, they have it. They even got chicken stock in a can. But or Amazon. Yeah. No, but we're not doing Amazon. Hey, but here's the thing. I think that.
Have the first piece.
Oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. Okay, wait. All right, let's clap for that. Woo! Wait. We have another one.
This is what your cornbread should taste like.
Wait. Good. All right. Yes.
So was that moist? Not dry, right?
But my first one, let them get it out first.
So you get the jalapeno, you get the sweet, you get the savory. That's called balance. Yes, ma'am.
Wait a minute. Hold
Can't
on.
hear you.
Hold on.
So if someone's cooking for you, what's a dish that makes you feel loved? Like, what's your favorite soul food? You know.
For someone to cook for me,
Mhm.
anything. So what happens for me is it's difficult being a chef and going to someone's house that has prepared a meal. My wife has friends who won't cook for me because they think that I'm judging their cuisine. I'm not. I manage my expectations based on where I am. If I go to a fine dining restaurant, well, that's what I expect. But if I go to my neighbor's house, I don't expect you to do it the way that I do it as a chef. It's just unfair. So that's why my answer is anything. Because anytime I don't have to cook for me, oh, well, that's great. That's a treat. But if I had to pick something, I love fried fish. Fried catfish, oxtails, greens. I have a friend named Sephora. She makes the best greens. So I'll eat her greens anytime she prepares them. And now she knows that, so she just brings them over whenever she cooks them. So for me, I'm simple, right? I don't have to have gourmet every time I go somewhere. That's not it. Sometimes I want a hot dog. Or sometimes I want just regular pancakes. It doesn't have to have blueberries in it, or I'll eat it, I'll take it, but it doesn't have to have that, right? So I try not to judge people based on what I can do as a chef. Hope that answers your question.
And that's one of the things that happens to me as well.
Yeah.
I always think that we're going to be real critical of their food, or I don't want to cook for you. I'm just like him. If you want to cook for me, please cook for me. Anytime you want to cook for me, you can go ahead and cook it. Now, I'm not going to be critical of anything. There may be things that I don't like as much, but I'm still not going to be critical of it because I'm going to be thankful that you cook for me. Now, my go-to, and she brought up polenta, and I've actually made a semi version with polenta, but grits. I love grits. And that's my soul food. On a Sunday, it could be rainy like it is here, and I cook a big pot of grits and then smother some shrimp or some catfish with it. Then I'm feeling like I'm at home all over again. So grits is mine, and I make a very savory grit. You can do anything with grits. You can put any toppings on grits. So I do anything from sauteed vegetables to shrimp to salmon to catfish to anything you want. But that's what fills my soul. Is some good grits with a lot of cheese in it.
I tell you what filled my soul. When I go to Dre's house, I always want his gumbo. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
New
yeah,
Orleans gumbo. Oh, you owe it to your son.
yeah. This guy right
When we
here.
get there, me and Roman's fighting over the last bowl. So if I might get you all's attention really quick.
Got a question.
um,
2 questions.
One of the things that you need time with when it comes to the greens is the smoked meat that you put in there. And if you all will see, I just pulled the smoked meat out of the pressure cooker in the back because, you know, the time didn't allow me to cook it the way I wanted to. So I cooked it in the pressure cooker with some water. I already added a little bit of liquid here. What? See? You see that?
Now that's a hawk.
You want all that meat to come off the bone just with 1 pinch.
What part of the pig is that from, Dre?
That's off the leg, like the ankle part. Right? And you just want to go ahead and toss that in there. Let it cook down. I'm going to add a little bit more of that liquid to both pots so that we get that smoky, meaty flavor.
Hey chef.
If you don't eat pork, then you can use smoked turkey. Smoked chicken? Why not? Right? But you definitely want to add that smoked meat flavor.
Got a question back here for you.
Go ahead.
Hi, it's just a quick question. I really like to try some sweet potato pie. Is it on the menu to show us how to cook it? Because I've seen so much films where they try to make it, and I would like to know the recipe, if possible. Sweet potato pie.
Oh, my God. Well, let me tell you something. The most important ingredients for sweet potato pie, first of all, are great sweet potatoes, right? Butter is a necessity. You have to have butter. Cinnamon, nutmeg. I use a little bit of orange juice in mine.
It's good.
Right? Brown sugar, white sugar. You want to boil all of that together, right? Now, most people will take and boil their sweet potatoes in water first and then peel it, or they'll peel them first, cut them up, and then boil it in water. I don't do that. I put all of the ingredients in there together without the water. The sugars will create the liquid that you need,
It's gonna caramelize.
along with the orange juice. And vanilla. You have to have vanilla for a good sweet potato pie. And once that pork tender, you mash it. You mash them down as fine as they can go. And then my mom would use carnation milk or condensed milk.
Yeah.
Right? And make it nice and smooth. Once you get it at a really nice consistency, you whip up some eggs. Once you got those eggs whipped up, stir those into your mixture. Pour it into your amazing pie shell. And then you bake it.
Chef, we got another question.
So for me,
Hey.
talk about the orange citrus. For me, I add a little hint of pineapple as well. Try that.
See, now you're doing too much.
Hey, that's the New Orleans in him. Hey guys, we got another question in the back.
Good evening. Could you share with us your story? What got you into cooking in the first place?
Share the story on how you all got into the culinary field.
Oh my God. You know what? Sometimes we make mistakes in our life that turn out. tell you the story. I went into the Army as a cook, and I became a chef while I was in the U.S. Army. Fast forward 20 years after, maybe 30, and I'm catering, doing all these different events. The Food Network comes calling. I'm on the show Extreme Chef. Now business is booming. And I'm traveling all over the world by myself. But now I need help. So I meet this guy over the phone from one of my cousins who's a chef. He says, hey, you have to talk to my cousin and get to know him. He can help you get your name and face out there and build your brand. So he calls me up. He says, hey, cuz, I want to give this guy your phone number. I said, why? I don't want him to know why it's on my number. He said, no, just talk to him. I said, okay. So we talked. For 2 years, off and on the phone, I'm mentoring Chef Rick.
And this is before we even met each other.
2 years. I'm mentoring him on the phone. He's running off business ideas and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, 2 months after meeting him, I meet him. I'm a personal chef at this point for NBA players. So I cook for NBA players for 27 seasons.
Shaquille
I
O'Neal.
went to Portland, Oregon with Raymond Felton, point guard for the Portland Trail Blazers. Right before I go, his sister says to me, hey, my brother is starting a catering company. Can you give him some advice? I said, advice? I got a whole bunch of equipment. I have nowhere to put it. He can buy it from me at a great price. So we meet. Seemed like an all right fellow. All right. It's all right. And he buys the equipment. I go to Portland. I come back from Portland 9 months later. I get a call for a gig, and I'm catering, and I says to him, I said, hey, you remember that equipment I sold you? I need to rent it back from you. So I said, by the way, you want to make some money? He says, yes. So I bring him along. He comes on to the event. Here's where it goes left. I'm telling you. That was 2012. About a month and a half ago, October, this guy tells me, you know, that was my first event. What?
But technically my second event.
You owe me some money, man.
But obviously something stood, right? So that was only my second event. I got into cooking out of necessity. I was in college, going to school for something else, and the food was terrible. It just was terrible. I'm from New Orleans. I was in school in Missouri. It just wasn't what it needed to be. I got excited one day. They had red beans and rice on the menu. I'm excited. I've been away from home. And I went in and they had tomatoes in the red beans and rice. We don't put tomatoes in red beans and rice. So you can imagine my disappointment. I immediately go home and get on the phone with my mother. I never cooked growing up, didn't have to. My mom cooked, everybody else cooked. I said, Mom, how you cook red beans? This goes in it, this goes in it. No, Mom, how much? Hey, boy, I don't know. Just put it in there. So fast forward, I started cooking a little bit in college. I graduated, I go to grad school. All these things happened. I moved from Missouri. And my best friend, who also went to college with me, but after college, he went to culinary school. So he's a chef now. And we always talk about doing some business together. So he says, oh, I have a little money, you have a little money. Let's do the Houston International Festival. This big music festival, all these food vendors and so forth. So we said, okay, well, I'm going to come out there. I'll put up some money. We'll go do it. And going out there and doing it, it just put a spark in me. It went very well. We sold out. Everybody loved the food. And that was my first experience of cooking for the masses, as it were. And so I went back to Virginia and started the catering company. And as he said, met this guy back in 2012-ish, about 2012. And we've been rocking ever since. And it's taken me all over the world. Definitely.
Y'all should applaud for that.
I got busy. And when I was hiring him, then I would hire him, and I would hire him, and then him. And then finally I said, let's create one company. I will divide this into three. partners equally. Let's travel the world. So here we are in Libya.
There we go.
So,
Wait, chef, we had a question.
I've got one quick. It's very quick. Who's cooking Christmas dinner in your houses?
Who's cooking Christmas dinner? Right.
You know the funny thing about that. Well, to answer your question, I am. When my wife and I host a Sunday, a Christmas brunch every Christmas. But here's the problem I have. It's people. Everywhere we go, it starts with a simple question. Yeah, I'm having trouble with this. Can you show me how to? And then it turns into, well, then there's this. And I was trying to pair this with that. Before you know it, I have an apron on and I'm cooking your meal. I'm on to you now. My birthday is July 6th. And of course, 4th of July is America's Independence Day. From the Brits,
Why, yeah.
and I was tricked into cooking for my own birthday party. I know it sucked. You all are not my friends.
Hey, to be honest, we were all cooking for his birthday party.
So anyway, cornbread's out. Now we have this amazing pork chop.
Oh boy.
You see that? I agree. And what we did, this one, we made a pan of the dressing separately. And you can do this at home the same way, right? We have the stuff inside of here. We'll break this up a little bit. See how moist that still is? Doesn't look like it on top. All of this amazing moist crawfish stuffing.
Chef, I'm allergic to crawfish. What would be a substitute for someone who?
You're allergic to crawfish?
Yep.
That's a you problem.
See how they?
No, you can use anything. Sausage,
This
chicken,
guy.
whatever it is that you want. If you're vegetarian or vegan, obviously you can use spinach and the other vegetables in that.
Right.
And of course, if you're vegan, you can substitute the butter for olive oil. All right?
How about a nice andouille sausage?
He said, if you, okay.
He's allergic.
I
See.
said sausage.
Oh.
Andouille sausage.
We're brothers. Now you're getting the real, right?
You pay attention to them yams, man.
It's the bourbon that made me do it. My bad.
All right. Speaking of these yams, bro, where we at?
So we've gotten them to the point where they are fork tender. And at that point, because you already have some liquid in there, you have the orange juice, you have the butter, and then the sweet potatoes are naturally going to give off a little bit more liquid when steaming them with that orange juice. Then you break it down and you're going to taste the seasonings from there. But I left out that one key ingredient. And I don't know if y'all been watching, but I've just been adding the bourbon slowly, saving myself a sip.
There you go.
But I'm adding the bourbon slowly. Cook the liquor off just a little bit. I want a little bit of the alcohol taste to it. There's no minors in here, right? All right, great. So you want a little bit of that bourbon taste to it because they are bourbon whipped sweet potatoes. And there you have it.
Now, speaking of bourbon, and they said I'm doing all these shout outs and all this. This bourbon right here, Black Eden Bourbon, is an amazing bourbon that's produced. And tell us the story about this bourbon,
So, Black Eden.
because I'm gonna mess it up. So.
Black Eden is the nickname for a Michigan city. It's a nickname of Idlewild. Idlewild is a town where prominent African American are successful music legends from the 1912, 1918, that era Madam C.J. Walker was the creator of the straightening comb, and Thurgood Marshall was our first black
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court justice, and so on. These type of people, Muhammad Ali, and so on. This is where they will go. It's a safe place to travel and basically have our own community and party and celebrate and relax and network with other people. And so they will go to Black Eden. It has this beautiful lake there, and you could Google the place. It still exists. People still go there. They have their beautiful homes around this lake, and the bourbon itself, Mr. John Jobert and his wife Wanda, were the ones who created this bourbon. I have partnered with the bourbon to come up with some amazing cocktails. Yeah, peach bourbon lemonade, the cherry rose, the dark of the berry, and of course, smoked old fashioned. I know.
We got old fashioned drinkers in here.
So that's the story behind Black Eden. And it's an excellent bourbon. You can order it online. We actually have some while we're here in London, so you can get your bottle, and I'll sign it for you.
There you
All
go.
right, is that okay? All right, cool.
Now,
Go ahead.
this mock chew corn and this new salmon cake. It looks amazing. Come on,
Now, I'll call
finish it.
I call it a new salmon cake. Some of you, have anyone had salmon croquette? It's usually canned salmon made into a mixture to a cake. It's fried on top of the stove. I wanted a little bit of healthier version of it. I don't know how healthy I got when I started adding cheese to it, but I wanted a little healthier version to it. I didn't really want the salmon from a can, and I didn't want it to be fried. So I thought about this dish, and I said, well, I can use fresh salmon, kind of a spin on a crab cake, right? But I have all my peppers and parsley, but I wanted to not have a lot of filling in it. So it has a little panko, breadcrumbs, but not a lot. My binders, or a little bit of mayo, and the Gouda cheese, right? And I kind of talked about the Gouda cheese being an older cheese, and now the newer iteration of it would be the smoked Gouda. So it has smoked Gouda cheese to bind it, but also adds some robust flavor to it. And then, of course, we're going to have some butter with it, right? So on your recipes and your preparation, it has a little drizzle of butter on it. Pop it back in the oven for about 5 minutes, or so, not even 5 minutes, I'm sorry, be about 2 minutes, and let it get a little crust on the top, or a little char is fine, however far you want it to go to add to the dish. I thought it paired really well with the mock chew corn. And even in talking about using salmon indigenous, largely to the Northwest Pacific, but salmon was one of the first fish in America that was shipped. And for our community, initially, that's how we got the salmon croquettes. It was the fish that it was affordable, it was in a can, and you can expand it. So we can add stuff to it and make it work for large families where now they can indulge in some salmon, but at a cheaper version of it. So this is not as cheap as that version when we start talking about the canned salmon, but it does use a fresh salmon. It's actually a real quick dish to cook, and I use it as an appetizer. And there we have it.
And I personally always love fresh.
Right.
Cut the salmon up fresh. That's my preference. The can was a way because they made it affordable for people. So it's more cost effective. Not cheap, but cost effective, right? So it just kind of worked better. Rick, what you got?
Oh, those are those sweet potatoes.
Okay, what about those collards and the kale, man, with that hock?
I thought you would never ask.
Come on, bro.
So we have our collards here. I don't know if we can get that camera back. You all see that?
Yeah.
Looking like new money. I'm going to show you all two different things. These are the collards. You can see from the bright color that are not quite there. The ones that have the darker color are more tender. Right? You don't want to eat these just yet because they're going to get stuck in your teeth kind of hard to consume. So you want to cook them down to where they're more palatable. Because a lot of the stems that are in the collards that haven't cooked a long time are definitely tough. And then what I'm going to do when they get to the point to where they're almost there, I'm going to put that lid back on it. I'm going to add a little bit of baking soda. That's going to help tenderize them and take some of the gas out of it. Okay, cooking is a science project, right? No? Yes? Are all of you all culinary students? No? Not everybody. Y'all just like to cook, huh?
Or like to eat. Who wants to eat? That's what, right?
All right, so let me get this plated up.
I think we're almost ready, right? Are you guys ready for some samples? Come on, let's clap for that. And again, I know, right? But again, we want to thank you all for having us here. I think, Rome, you've been to London before, right?
Yes, 5 times prior to now.
Nice bragging. But for a newbie like myself, thank you all. Thank you all for opening your arms to us. And all we want to do is return the favor by giving you good soul food. Is that okay? Yes, 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 yes. Hey, you know what? So go ahead, go ahead. I met this guy right here on social media, right? About 15 years ago, right? I was a struggling chef out here, and I'm on social media, and this guy answered my call. And it took me a while because these guys right here, they've been together a lot longer than I have, right? But when they called me to ask them to help with a gig, and this is a word to young guys, right? If you get a call like that, the first thing I did was I was washing dishes. Like, wait a minute, I know I can cook and all that, but by washing dishes, I am here in London. All right. But I'm not doing it now. No. But point being is that when you are humble and know who you are and you can see the bigger picture, you will be here hosting an event like this with some amazing people. So again, I want you all to give yourselves a hand for welcoming us. And
First, I also want to thank the Cordon Bleu for allowing us to have it here.
yes,
Thank you for opening up your doors. You guys have been amazing. We couldn't have done it without you.
yes.
Amazing chefs and all of those who
Clap
have
for that.
prep today.
Yes.
Ready for this. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We also have to say thank you to Esther.
Esther, yes.
She's a phenomenal publicist who got with our manager. Our manager, she said, "What do you want to do? Where do you want to go?" I said, "I want to go to London." And she said, "I have just a person for you." So thank you, Esther, for helping pull this together today. We appreciate you. And we got a whole lot more to do and see in this amazing country while we are here. But in the meantime, I'm ready to eat.
Before we eat, I definitely want to give recognition to a group of people that didn't know us, but they gave their all, and that is the students.
Yes.
We really appreciate your efforts, and we know that it's not always easy to work with people that you have never met, and I don't know if you all cooked the food before, but you all did exactly what any young chef is supposed to do. And that's just jump in with hands. So thank you all.
Anybody else we want to thank, right? Hey, man, I want to thank you, man, because nobody else could have pulled off this color, right? But you did. You did it, bro. You did it. Give yourself a hand. No, we want to thank you guys. And this is going to be amazing. And I think we're going to do it what? This side of the room goes first, or this side of the room goes first, or what, Esther?
What's typical?
What's typical? Of course you're gonna say this side, right?
We don't trust you.
Hey,
lady.
wait a minute. The guy back there was like me first.
Right. Young man, come here. Both of you guys, come here. How you doing? What's your name, man?
Hi, my name is Colin.
Colin.
My name is Tamim.
Okay, Okay, all right. So we're gonna do all right, Colin. This is your side of the room. This is your side of the room. Okay, so whichever one of you guys can answer this question, that side of the room will go first. How about that? Okay. Is that fair? Okay, watch this. Name the mother sauce.
Velouté. Espanol.
Yes.
Oh, Colin, come on, man.
Too late, man. Sit,
Come
man.
on, man.
Yes. Yes. Here it is. You terrible.
That's all right, man. That's all right, bro. That's all right, man. Hopefully.
Who's gonna meet me outside after this?
I know, right? Okay, so we're gonna start with this side first. Then, congratulations, man. All right, yeah. I know, right? So what's the right? Oh yes. Come on up. You want to take a picture of the food before?
Also, we have cookbooks here and T-shirts that we'll sign. Okay. Thank you.
That cornbread real small.
I know, right? Thank you guys once again. You all have been amazing.